she made us sing the happy birthday song to Jesus, and it was really cute. So we sang, and we all had cake, and then my sister likes to play elf, basically, and she likes to hand out everyone's gifts. She's getting really very generous and very giving, where she wants to give everyone's presents out before she even opens her own, which is really cute. That's a good thing to have as a 10-year-old. And so we exchanged gifts and, laughed, and then it was kind of raining on Christmas Eve where I was, so a few of us, I think it was me, my dad, my sister, my aunt, and my grandmother, the 5 of us went in the car, and we went for a car ride for like 2 hours. We just drove around because my grandmother's 90, and she does not get out of the house as much as she would like to. So we drove her around for like an hour and a half to 2 hours, and she gets to look at all the lights, the Christmas lights that people have on their houses, and all the Christmas decorations, and she loves it. We drive around, she goes, wow, over and over again, and it's really, really cute. Like, it's like the little things with her that bring her so much joy. So yeah, by the time that was done, we had been driving for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, so we got home around 9, and then everyone kind of parted ways after that. I got ready to go home, and I came home to see some relatives from my mom's side had already gotten to my house because they were coming for our big Christmas Day celebration. So that was really nice. My aunt was at my house. My cousin was like in my room sleeping on my bed when I walked in. So that was really cool. And we kind of just, vegged out for the rest of Christmas Eve. I know a lot of people have their big Christmas Eve celebrations and then just kind of hang out Christmas Day, but my family is kind of the opposite. So we kind of just vegged out for the rest of Christmas Eve, like I said. We kind of laid on my bed and, we kind of like gossiped, as girls do. We watched some TV, that kind of stuff. And then Christmas Day, I had to wake up relatively early because I had to go to church to work. Because I do all the media stuff, as I've mentioned a few times. So I got up and I got to church around 10:30. Church was very short. It was less than 2 hours. Usually it's like 2.5 hours, but it ended really early so that everyone could go and kind of do what they needed to do. And it was a packed house, and it was a good time. And then I went home, and my mom put us all to work. We were cleaning and setting the table, and my other cousin showed up with her friend, and we had to bring out all the folding chairs. I think we had 16 people in total come over to my house we did that, and then we didn't exchange gifts until 8:30 or 9 o'clock, which we normally don't do. We normally do it Christmas morning, but just the way that the day kind of panned out, going to church in the morning and then coming home to set up the house, there really was no time to do it until really late at night. So gifts were exchanged, songs were sung, we started the cleanup. There was a lot of dishes to wash, and we do not have a dishwasher in my house, so we all had to wash everything and dry everything, put everything away. And then the family that was not sleeping over eventually left, and those that were sleeping over, we all kind of just laid down in the living room because we were all so full and so tired, and kind of just lounged until maybe 12 or 1 a.m. and then we eventually went to sleep. That's pretty much my Christmas routine for every year. Christmas Eve with Dad's family, and Christmas Day with Mom's family, and usually everyone comes over to my house and we host. When I was younger, I used to do half of Christmas Day with Dad and half of Christmas Day with Mom, but as I got older, I kind of just split it and said I'll do a whole day with Dad and a whole day with Mom. Works out. And then my week after Christmas was fairly quiet. I'm currently off of work. I don't go back to work until this coming Saturday, so I really have my days to myself, which is really nice. I've been cleaning and editing and hanging out with friends, which leads me to my next topic, which is New Year's Eve weekend, or New Year's weekend, which was this past weekend. I posted on my Instagram a few days ago, a day or two ago, that I had spent New Year's with some of my closest friends, and I did. One of my friends from school, who he's one of my best friends, he and his family travel a few hours to kind of like, not their second home, I guess their like vacation home, and they were planning to go for New Year's, so he invited a bunch of my friends. Only two of us from school could actually go, so it was the three of us, and then my friend from church, who is one of my best friends, we were planning on spending New Year's together, and I had mentioned that to my friend whose house we were going to, and he said absolutely, bring her, we have more than enough room. So she ended up coming with me and meeting my best friends from school, which was really cool because she'd never met them before. And so Friday morning we drove to his house, which is about 40 minutes from me, Josephine. And we kind of followed them on the highway for a good 15 minutes. Which is really creepy. But they were so cute, and we kind of like, Frank was a little speed demon, so we were trying to keep up with Frank. But just like little stupid things like that, that's what we do, and it was a lot of fun. I fell asleep at one point, and my nose was really stuffy, so I was sleeping, and my mouth was wide open, and so I'm pretty sure they have some good pictures of me, which is great. And then we finally got to his house, maybe around 5, no, 4, it was about 4, because we had stopped for lunch. So we got to his house around 4, and his parents weren't there yet, so it was just us, and his sister's boyfriend met us there. And so we unloaded the car, brought everything into the house, we got settled in our rooms. It was a beautiful house. And then we sat, and my friends, 2 of them, or 3 of them actually, are obsessed with Criminal Minds, the show. So we sat for, I kid you not, like 4.5 hours and watched Criminal Minds. Me and my friend fell asleep for about an hour. Why we were so tired, I don't know. And then around 9:30 at night, his parents arrived, because it was a family affair. We weren't just given the house for the weekend. So his parents showed up, and they brought food. His dad made this entire platter of nachos. So good. And then they brought like cold cuts and stuff, so we were all kind of just picking because we were pretty hungry. And then we found the game Pick Up Sticks, which is like a bundle of colorful sticks that you throw on the floor, and you kind of have to pick up one by one without moving the rest of the sticks. And that was fun. We played a couple rounds of that. We had to teach our other 2 friends how to play because they had never played before, and that was fun. And his parents brought out some drinks, so we drank a little bit by the fire, and it was this old fireplace that basically heat up the house. Like, without the fireplace, it's freezing in the house. So that's how we got our heat, by making a fire, which I also posted on my Instagram. And it was really cool. We were playing a game by the fire, drinking a little bit, and then eventually we got pretty tired, so we went to bed maybe around 2 o'clock. And then the next day was New Year's Eve. So New Year's Eve was an eventful day. We woke up really late, actually, and his dad, my friend's dad, made us a huge breakfast. It was so good. And then my friend's sister and her boyfriend kind of went out to do their own thing for the day. So my friends and I, the 4 of us, drove into a little town that was about a half an hour away from their house. And we kind of just walked around, but everything was closed. It was weird, because normally everything is closed New Year's Day, but maybe in a small town like that it's different. So everything was basically closed, so we were able to walk by the water, and we walked past the stores. We walked around for maybe about a half an hour or so, and then we eventually got back in the car, and then we drove to a nearby mall. And the whole day we were basically fasting after breakfast because we were not allowed to eat. I'm exaggerating, but my friend's dad basically told across this big route that was in between the houses and walked into the front door, which is really cute that they all live so close, or vacation so close. We walked in, the family was already there. It was my friend's aunt and uncle, cousin, and his cousin's 3 kids. So it was a lot of us. It was about maybe 15 to 20 of us, something like that. And they were not kidding. They had so much food, and we all had empty stomachs. So we were like, okay, we're gonna fill our stomachs and drink water right now, and then we'll have some drinks later. And my friend's aunt, who I think is like 75, approaching 80, she looked at us and she was like, "You're drinking water. You're so boring." It was really funny. So then eventually we, had a few drinks and everyone was just hanging out. The little kids were just playing around. We eventually went into the basement and took like a whole bunch of pictures and just kind of like watched TV. And when I say we took pictures, we took so many pictures. And his family had bought little like New Year's Eve hats with lights on them that flickered, and it was so cute. They were so festive, and it was so nice to meet his whole family, and they were so sweet. And of course we all got grilled, kind of like, what's your major, what do you want to do with your life, that kind of thing. That's never fun, but we got through it. It's okay. And we only stayed at their house until maybe 12:30. So we did the whole countdown thing. Everybody, celebrated. We had champagne. Everyone clinked glasses. It was very cute. And then we went back to Matthew's house across the street. Matthew is his name. That's my friend's name. We went up across the street and hung out again. We had dessert there because we forgot to eat dessert at their house. And that was nice. And we were only up until maybe 2 o'clock. We didn't stay up that late because we were tired. And then we woke up the next day and went back to their house around noon across the street for leftovers. So we saw everybody again, and one of the little cousins started playing the piano and singing, and she's very, very talented. And then we went for a walk, my 3 friends and I, because there was a lot of snow up where we were, and we had our snow boots on, and we got all wet from the snow, but it was fun. I love like the snow and snow activities, and people were out, the dogs were, because it's a small town, so everyone kind of just goes out and plays in the snow, and the dogs were out rolling around in the snow, and the kids were playing, and it was really, really cute. And up there was really bad cell service, and the Wi-Fi wasn't the greatest, so we were kind of separated a little bit from the world, but it was kind of nice. It was refreshing, and it was a nice break. We were only there for like 2.5 days, and then in the early evening we made our way back home. We got to my friend's house. I picked up my car and I drove my one friend home, and then I got home around 9 o'clock p.m. and I was exhausted. I ate and I went to sleep. Well, I watched Netflix until like 2 in the morning, so that's what I mean by sleep. But it was just such a nice, relaxing weekend away, and such a nice 2 weeks, really. Between Christmas and New Year's, I was surrounded by so many loved ones, and that's the way it should be. And I was able to throw do out there to you guys that I hope you guys enjoyed. I think you did. And yeah, that's been my past 2 weeks. A much needed break and time with friends and family. So, for the rest of my break, I plan to film a lot of videos. I have our 2-year channel anniversary video coming out in a few days. I'm excited for that. This one, I'm going to do the lipstick application video again with all of the new ones that I have. I was gifted a 3-month subscription to Birchbox, which is like a makeup subscription box that comes monthly. And so I will be unboxing one in January, in February, and in March. So that's gonna be fun. I love those videos. I want to do kind of like a shaving cream video where I kind of play with them in my hands and make noises, and then maybe put some down on the table and kind of like draw in it. I don't know, I'm playing with that idea, but that could be cool. And there's a bunch of videos that I'm planning. So I'm excited to film them. Even though I go back to work soon, I'll still be able to film, so I'm not worried about it. But I hope that you enjoyed this close-up whispered ramble, and I hope you were able to just clear your mind and just listen to my words and get ready to just drift off and get some rest tonight. So I will see you very soon, and until then, I